Welcome to Book Bites with Rebecca and Rebecca.
Whetting your appetite for your next read.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to our new feature, Book Bites. We're excited to give you a tasty treat for your day, a bookish treat that we hope will get you to as excited about books as we are. And I'm a Rebecca Reed from Indiana, and this is my partner in books, Rebecca Yager. How you doing, Rebecca?
Hello. Hello, everyone. We're doing great. We are really enjoying this new feature so far. It's nice to be able to promote more books and more authors, and this is a great way to do it.
And we're here with a former podcast guest, and we're kind of inviting some of them back. And she has a brand new book coming out, Mists Over the Channel Islands, and we're excited about that. And it came out yesterday, actually. This is our first Book Bite episode in February, and we're here with Sarah Sundin. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Becky and Becky, Rebecca and Rebecca.
So we're going to talk about Mists Over the Channel Islands, and is this part of a series or is it a standalone? How does it fit into the overall?
It's a standalone. It's loosely connected with Embers in the London Sky and Midnight on the Scottish Shore. Garrett van der Zee is a cousin of the two heroines in the other two books, but loose connection.
All right. Okay. Well, so I guess I have to ask you, where did the idea for this book come from?
I've always been fascinated by the German occupation of the British Channel Islands in World War II. And if you've ever read the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society or seen the movie, there's a lot of people that are interested in it. And I've just been looking for an idea. So I was inspired really by the setting. Like, how can I set a book here that doesn't sound like Guernsey? I need a different one. So I picked Jersey, did some research, found that the Germans had imported all these slave laborers, mostly Russian POWs, Ukrainians actually mostly, and that they were really slaves. And so a lot of them would escape from the camps at night, and the people of Jersey would shelter them in their homes at great personal risk. And then I found this network of physicians who were treating these escapees and also providing false papers. And it was really great. So I thought, oh, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a physician who's involved with this group? And I decided to make the physician a female. So I had a little bit of conflict there with, trying to make yourself respected as a female physician. And then I decided that Garrett van der Zee, the hero of the book, he's in the Dutch resistance. He ends up in Jersey because he has volunteered with Organization Todt, which is the German group building all those fortifications. He's doing this to send information back to the Allies as part of the resistance. But to do so, he has to wear a German uniform. So that was so it kind of came from those two factors that were active in Jersey at the time. I saw a story idea.
So when you get these ideas and you do use, historical facts like that, but so do the ideas come first and then the characters, or how did this one unfold?
Yes. It's so hard to tease them out because they really do come together. And I also had this idea of a young women on their own under the occupation. And so Ivy's parents are in England at the time. And so it's Ivy and her older sister and their little brother, who is just a teenager. And so they're really kind of on their own. So I had this idea for Ivy and who she was. She is a peacemaker. She wants to pull everyone together. She's all about harmony. And so it really fit with her being a physician. And so she just wants everybody to get along, wants peace, wants comfort for everybody else, wants safety and security. And so here she's put in this situation. And for Garrett, I knew he was an engineer. I am blessed to be the daughter of an engineer and the mother of an engineer. So I kind of know how their brains work a little bit from watching on the outside. So I knew who Garrett was going to be. He's going to be a get things done, black and white, looking at the world. And so I knew who he was. And so they kind of get intertwined. I have the inspiration of the setting. I have the character ideas and then their personalities, and they really kind of build off of each other.
Sounds fascinating. All
Well, we
right.
love
Of course.
the World War II books. We loved Midnight on the Scottish Shore when we
Mhm.
reviewed that
Thank
last
you.
year and stuff. Because you always pick a tidbit of history that is not overly familiar. I mean, there are a lot of World War
Yeah.
II books, but you find the little nuggets in there.
Mhm.
We like. All right. Did you have a favorite scene in this book, or did something surprise you with this book as you wrote it?
Always. And I'm an outliner, by the way, so I know exactly what's going to happen before I start the book. But there's always something that surprises me. But I think my favorite scene in this book, and I usually have kind of a scene that drives the book that am working toward it or from it. And in this one, it was when Garrett and Ivy meet, and they're actually in church. And she feels somebody watching her and turns around. And, when you're at church, you got all these heads. So all she can see is his face, but she just feels this instant connection with him. And she's very intuitive. So she just has a sense like, I'm meant to spend my life with him. And this freaks her out because this doesn't happen to her. Um, and so she's kind of upset by this, intrigued, upset, not knowing what to do with it. And then after the service, he comes and he's talking to her little brother. And then she sees that he's wearing a German uniform. And this blows her over because her intuition has said, seeing that this is a good man, a man of compassion and kindness and integrity. And she's seen that with her intuition. And then she physically sees not just the German uniform, but the organization tote uniform, which she's already seen beating slave workers and driving them into hiding. So she can't. Um, what she sees with her eyes and what she's seen with her heart don't mesh, and this really throws her off because this is a new experience for her. So that was kind of a seminal scene for me.
Wow. Well, do you have like a log line for it? Do you have, some kind of little, or maybe recommend, who should read this book? Who did you write it for? That kind of thing.
Well, I do have a tagline, but I can't remember what it is. It's on the back of the
Well, we
book.
can look
I
it
don't
up
think.
now.
Yeah, I don't have my book with me right now, but and I think well, obviously, anybody who liked Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society, I think, would enjoy the book. But also people who just like stories of families under stress that are trying to find their way. People who like stories of, this is kind of an enemies to lovers, or at least Ivy thinks it is. Garrett knows differently. He doesn't see her as the enemy, but also the restraint of him holding him back, his interest in her, because he knows that if he shows interest in her, that will destroy her because she'll be seen as a collaborationist by all the other people in Jersey. If she's dating a guy in a German uniform, this will destroy her reputation. So he has to restrain himself, and I love that noble restraint in a character. I just so if people like that kind of a hero who's able to sacrifice and restrain himself, they should like Gary.
Okay.
That's great. Why don't you give us your website so people can keep up with you and find out all the places where they can purchase Mists Over the
Sarah,
Channel Islands?
yes, it's sarahsundin.com. Nice and
I
simple.
hate when they're so difficult.
I know. I
Well, and this book came out yesterday, so you don't have to wait. You can go pick it up right now and see exactly what the story is. And I'm sure it's fascinating because I haven't read one yet that I didn't like from Sarah. So
True.
um, yes.
True.
And we're excited about that, and you can find us too, all the book bites and regular podcast episodes on RebeccaandRebecca.com. And we hope to see you back with us again soon for either our book bite, short, tasty treat, or the regular long length reviews and interviews. So
Right. So thank you,
thank you for
Sarah.
sharing time
And
with us. Thanks for being here,
nice.
Sarah, and we'll see you next time.